So what exactly went wrong in our first crit race? Looking back at the time, it felt like everything went wrong, but actually sitting down and actually taking time to process it, I think there was 4 major things that actually went wrong that made the race a whole lot harder than it should have been. And the first one was my positioning was all wrong. I initially got a bad start to the race because when I tried to clip in, I slipped, and that immediately put me towards the middle to back of the peloton. And if you have any experience in crit racing, you understand that that is a really bad position to be, especially at the start, because you're full of people braking, stopping, and there's just a lot of inconsistency, so you can't really build up that rhythm of holding onto someone's wheel, and it just makes getting into your stride a whole lot slower. So that was probably the major thing that just set off the catalyst of failures within my first race. 2, my cadence was all over the place. I was pedaling fast in areas I should have been pedaling slow, and I was pedaling slow in areas I should have been pedaling fast. And again, I think the major factor here is just the experience. I'll actually understand more of this when I'm in more races, and I actually understand how to position my gears, to get in the right gear ratio, and just understanding how my body works with the bike as well. But again, this was like another 1%, which just made me work a little bit harder than I should have. It made my body work harder than everybody else's, and it just essentially made me blow up faster than everybody else should have been, because I think I should have lasted a good at least 10 to 15 minutes longer compared to what I did in the race, and that's purely just through my lack of experience and skill within the sport. 4, I rode this race like a hard ride instead of a race, and what I mean by that was I wasn't taking advantage of everybody else around me. Instead of me to be holding onto people's wheels and actually using everybody else's energy to conserve my own, I was actually playing catch up with trying to close gaps, trying to make sure that people wouldn't accelerate from me. And again, like I said before, these are just the little 1 and 2% that add up, that when it comes to 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the race, instead of you to be comfortable and actually warmed up, I was actually gassing and almost ready to blow out. And again, it comes from experience, it comes from being comfortable working in such tight areas in the peloton. And again, it's not something I'm really annoyed with, because I wouldn't have learned it any other way, but it's just a lesson that I learned and I noticed looking back at it. And then in addition to that, I just wasn't being efficient with my economy. When everybody else was flowing through corners and they weren't really pedaling through, they were just flowing through holding other people's wheels, I found myself trying to play catch up, trying to close gaps like I said earlier. And again, these are just the little things that add up that make you more tired over time. So each little pedal, each more acceleration and burst of energy that I was using throughout the corners was slowly taking away from my energy. And at the time, I didn't really realise until it's too late and you blow up and the whole peloton's moved on and you're gasping for air because your legs are tired. So again, most of these mistakes are just through experience. I do have a lot of work to do physically in terms of on the bike and in the gym, but I thought it was crucial to actually understand where I went wrong. So the next time I come to this race in 8 weeks time, or 8 weeks time, roughly about there, actually understand where I need to improve, what to avoid, and just make me a much smarter, more efficient racer come next time. And that leads us up now to what we're going to be doing now, which is essentially an 8-week block of me just improving my racecraft, improving my anaerobic and aerobic ability, as well as doing some work in the gym to get me a bit stronger on the bike. So when it comes to our next race, which will hopefully be in around 8 weeks time, we are a whole lot more competent as a racer, we're a whole lot more competitive, and maybe, just maybe, we might actually podium. Not thinking we will, but we should be a whole lot closer to our goal. So if you're looking forward to that and you're interested in seeing this journey, make sure you subscribe, because there is a lot of progress to be made with me on the bike, me in the gym, and in terms of the upgrades on the bike, because I do need to do some of those soon. So today we have a nice easy 90-ish minutes zone 2 just to get the legs warming. Then we have a nice lower body in the gym, and then that should call it for Monday. Nice and easy start. I'm aiming for around 6 to 8 hours on the bike per week. Intensity varies with my group rides and the interval training on my luge, but yeah, today nice and easy just to get the legs warmed up, and then we'll speed it up from there.
I'm rushing out the door with you inside. No, don't try to explain. I saw you on the train. On the train.
Across the street, you stay a little, bite your tongue right in the middle. Across the street, you stay a little, bite
I must say that for as pants as my crit race was, I was able to hold a pace that was a lot higher than when I was when I first started, which is always good. When I first started, I was below my friends as well, and in the crit race, although everybody else went faster than me, I was holding around 16 and a half, which for where I come from feels a lot of progress. So there's always a win in something. There's always a win in something.
We stay together. It lasts forever. It's what I
Figure state plan, that was the escape plan, but I hate investigating. That shit was a waste, man. But wait, I stopped the facing, cause shit just started erasing. But wait, it opened gates, and it shit just stopped raining. Old lady out the basement, on one floor where it's vacant. She feeling anxious to be out where it's dangerous, so kick the body chains, it especially.